you do nothing. You amend in April 2017, you leave it at that. There's been hardly any amendments. It doesn't matter who's the Kenyan voter. IEBC, chairperson, we own this. It's an independent commission, but they have to work within the ambit of the Constitution. My ladies and my lord, I'm just going back now, like I said, I have 15 minutes, and I think I'm going to be at a space where I'm going to be a very patriotic Kenyan, and I'm going to donate the time back to the court. Because I don't think I'm going to take the full time to finish my submission, because it's fully set out where we are going to. There are three things that we've brought up. One is the issue of the Regulation 87, which has to be made unconstitutional. And we have relied upon the court, the judgment of this court in the case of Rai, where you declared Section 14, where Parliament went way beyond the ambit of what this court was supposed to do. We are relying upon that to declare that, because it appears IBC is never going to come to you, so we might as well do it once every 5 years to see where they've got it wrong. We're requesting you to declare it unconstitutional. We are going further and stating to your lordships, to your ladyships and your lordships, the issue of the elections, of the cancelled elections. Whilst the elections were cancelled in counties or gubernatorial, and an issue has been taken up that if this court has jurisdiction because interpretation of the Constitution is in the High Court. My ladies and my lords, Article 101 actually gives a date cast in stone when our elections are going to take place. General Assembly, Parliament, Presidential, the whole lot. So it is on the second Tuesday of every 5th year. Article 101 read with Article 136 2A, read with Article 177 1A of the Constitution, and 181, clear, cast in stone. We all know why that happened, because initially dates could be set by whoever they wanted to. And you could have a date on the 29th of December for an election where voters were available or not available. That was the history of that in a very narrow way. We now have a situation where elections were cancelled. Today, we have a chairperson and an IEBC who are so disconnected. What happens if in 5 years from now, somebody decides to cancel a presidential election on the basis of a national emergency? This is something that really struck us when we were looking at this. It was something that had never crossed our mind. It's a hypothetical, yes, but maybe some direction needs to be given on that. Secondly, the suppression of voter turnout and voters being disenfranchised. We've been told this entire election is mathematical. Take a calculator and you'll get a result. That's what I've been told. If it's as simple as taking a calculator, the national tally that was stated by the chairperson was 65.4% or thereabouts. In Mombasa, where there was no gubernatorial election, and that you can work out from simple mathematics as to the number of people who showed up vis-a-vis the number of people, the voter turnout was 44%. In Kakamega, with a national tally of 65.4%, the total number of voter turnout was 57%. Simple mathematics, even saying that the figures we have are correct. And that is where we've come from, because there was a submission that we've not shown anything. Those two counties were way below the national tally. Whose strongholds they were is not my problem. All we are saying is that there was suppression, and therefore voters were disenfranchised. You're canceling an election at 8 o'clock at night on the 8th for voters the following day. You can imagine the confusion. And what was the reason for the confusion? A mix-up in ballots. This is all in our petition. I am just speaking to your lordships because if you read the petition, all the annexures are there. Oh, sorry, oops, we made a mistake in the ballot papers. There was a mix-up. Yet, there was supposed to be gazettement. A replying affidavit by the CEO, and it was supposed to be done by the 1st of July, a replying affidavit put in this petition by the CEO. Oh, we gave it to the national printers, the government printers, but they didn't print it, and so it should be deemed as done. There are news articles saying 128 ballots came to this country with ballot papers on the 7th of July, 6 days after this gazettement, or 7 days. And it is quite clear that there was an issue with the gazettement. It was backdated. But 128 ballots were already there. And the chairman admitted it, that there was a problem with the machine at the government printers for the printing. Even if you assume that it was printed on time, it was sent on the 1st of July. The earliest it could have been done was on the 2nd of July, because they haven't given us a time. We are voters. We are just watching this. We are watching this drama unfold. That being the case, and on the 7th, 128 ballots came. That's a lot of ballots and a lot of ballot papers. Nobody checked, like I keep on saying, 30 billion shillings later, we can't get an election right because there's a mix-up in the ballot. And therefore, my ladies and my lords, what is happening here is not a way to have an election at any level. We don't know what is going on as voters. People who are listening to this are getting even more confused as to what is happening out there. Was this accurate? Was this verifiable? It's our humble submission. The commissioners who came out, the disconnect between the commissioners shows that there is a problem. Mr. Chebukati says it is verifiable and accurate. The voter, what does Mr. John Njoroge know? The commissioners are saying it was opaque. Where does the voter go? Has everybody forgotten the voter in all of this? The political parties are saying, I won, I won. We want to know what happened to our vote. And where we are today, we actually cannot say that where this vote went and what happened. And in view of that, it's my humble submission that, one, the petition be allowed as prayed. And